Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're unpacking a really powerful source. It's the commencement address Admiral William H. McRaven gave to MIT's class of 2020.
And this was, right in the thick of things, a virtual ceremony. The world felt, well, upside down.
Exactly. And McRaven apparently scrapped his whole planned speech because of that. He felt he had to address the new reality head on.
Yeah, and his message carries serious weight. I mean, you look at his background, 37 years in the Navy, led the SEALs, advised Presidents Bush and Obama.
Right.
Then he ran the huge University of Texas system, 14 institutions.
Yeah.
So he's seen things from, let's say, multiple high-stakes angles.
He's also got the specific credibility on, talent and leadership, too. He's pushed hard for scholarships, for immigration policies that attract bright minds.
Big defender of free speech, too, which is relevant here.
So the original plan for the speech was kind of simple, right?
Yeah.
Flattering.
Yes, you guys are the Navy SEALs of academia. A nice line. But then the pandemic hit.
And standing there talking to cameras in an empty room, that virtual graduation was, well, proof. The world had changed.
Suddenly that SEAL analogy felt, I don't know, a bit thin.
Hollow, yeah. The challenge wasn't just be smart. It was, okay, you actually need to help save the world now from this pandemic and everything else.
So the speech totally shifted. Its mission became defining what real heroism looks like in this changed world.
He kicked it off by talking about his own childhood view of heroes,
Oh, yeah, the classic comic book stuff. He imagined being Superman, Batman.
Black Panther, Spider-Man, the X-Men.
All of them. But his favorite, apparently.
Aquaman. Specifically, riding a seahorse.
Riding a seahorse. It's a great image, right? But it highlights the fantasy.
Definitely.
Because after seeing real war, real crises, he had this stark realization. Captain America isn't coming.
Wonder Woman isn't coming. Gandalf, Harry Potter.
They're not real.
Nope, they're not coming to the rescue.
Yeah.
So if the superheroes are staying in the comics, then the job falls to, well, the graduates. And by extension, to you listening, right? The people with the minds capable of tackling these things.
And McRaven lays out the enemies clearly. Pandemics, obviously, but also war, climate change, poverty, racism, extremism, intolerance. The big ones.
It's a heavy list.
It is. And the core of his message, the real crux, is that just being brilliant, having talent, it's not going to cut it. Not on its own.
So he offers these 6 essential qualities, things he saw in real heroes.
Exactly. On the battlefield, sure, but also in hospitals fighting COVID, on the streets protesting injustice, real people.
Okay, let's get into them. The first quality he highlights, quoting Churchill, actually is the most important because it guarantees the others. Courage.
Right. But what's interesting is he almost skips over physical courage, charging the hill, running into the fire.
He focuses instead on something much harder, maybe? Moral courage?
That's it. The courage to stand up for what you believe when it's unpopular, when it's hard, maybe even dangerous.
So for these grads, and for us, it means what? Confronting ignorance with facts, challenging zealots with reason.
Yes, and defying the naysayers who just throw up their hands and say, it's too big, we can't fix it.
He points to historical figures who did just that, right?
Copernicus, Galileo, Kepler, Madame Curie, Grace Hopper, Katherine Johnson. People who challenged everything. Powerful institutions, entrenched beliefs.
They had to fight for the truth.
Absolutely. McRaven's basically saying, look, in our world today, with all the noise and polarization, truth isn't gentle. You gotta shout it from the mountaintop, write it bold, underlined, fight for it.
That's a big ask, especially when, just going along is often easier. But okay, if courage is number 1, the second quality is almost the opposite of what you might expect from MIT grads. Humility?
Yeah, this is aimed right at the brilliant mind, isn't it? He's seen where arrogance leads, smart people building terrible things, messing with nature without thinking, dehumanizing us with tech.
Or using their intellect to justify tyranny.
Exactly. And he argues, if you don't find humility yourself, life will teach it to you, often painfully.
Like his war examples, where advanced tech gets beaten by
guys in bare feet with basic rifles. Yeah. It's a humbling lesson. The enemy gets a vote.
And he brings in Socrates.
Love that. Socrates saying he was the wisest only because he knew almost nothing.
Right.
Believing you have all the answers just because you're smart or have a fancy degree. McRaven calls that the tale of every great man and woman who amounted to nothing.
Ouch. Wow. So to solve these massive global problems, you need the humility to say, I don't know everything.
Precisely. You need to know when your idea is wrong or when you need help from someone completely outside your field. Humility opens the door to learning, to collaboration.
Okay, so courage to start, humility to learn. But these problems aren't solved overnight. They take years, decades sometimes.
Which brings us straight to number 3, perseverance.
Makes sense coming from a SEAL. He talks about is not quitting, not ringing that bell in training.
Exactly. Pushing through the brutal training, the long deployments away from family, losing friends but still having to do the job. Sometimes, he says, saving the world is just about holding on, just enduring.
He tells a story to illustrate this, right? Dr. Jim Allison.
Incredible story. UT grad, back in '69. His mother died of lymphoma, and he became obsessed with finding a cure.
And his idea was pretty radical for the time, using the body's own immune system against cancer.
Probably radical. And the medical establishment basically laughed him off for decades. Called it fantasy, junk science,
But he just kept at it.
Kept at it,
Yeah.
year after year, rejection after rejection. Imagine the perseverance that takes. And finally, breakthrough, Nobel Prize in 2018.
It's such a powerful counter-narrative to the, young genius myth.
Right. Most big achievements aren't sudden flashes of brilliance from a 20-year-old. They're the result of this long, painful grind, sometimes invisible work.
Decades of pushing. Wow. Okay, so that relentless drive, that perseverance, it often requires something else, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Quality number 4,
Yeah.
sacrifice.
He starts with the ultimate sacrifice, acknowledging the memorials, naming people.
Yeah, Medal of Honor recipients like Mike Murphy, Mike Mansour, women soldiers like Ashley White, Jennifer Moreno, people who gave everything. Turbine 33, Extortion 17. These are names that signify immense loss. It grounds the discussion.
But the sacrifice he's asking of the graduates of you listening is usually different, more day-to-day.
More mundane, he calls it, but still essential. For SEALs, it's those insane 20-hour training days, grueling marches, freezing ocean swims, endless push-ups, pain, exhaustion, time away from everything else.
They sacrifice comfort, normalcy.
So they're ready when it counts. And he uses Thomas Edison as a civilian example.
Right, the light bulb, phonograph,
Yeah,
1,500 patents.
an unbelievable output.
But how? By working 20 hours a day, it strained his family, his health, his businesses constantly failed and needed rescuing.
So there's no magic place where great things happen easily. None. McRaven's point is that greatness, especially when tackling huge problems like climate change or poverty, demands immense personal sacrifice. Time, energy, focus, there just aren't any shortcuts.
Okay, so courage, humility, perseverance, sacrifice. What's number 5?
This holds it all together, really. Integrity.
Just always doing the right thing. Moral, legal, ethical.
That's the goal, yes. But McRaven's a pragmatist. He knows you'll fail sometimes.
Because we're human, or life puts you in possible spots.
Both. Life forces tough choices. Good and evil aren't always clear-cut. You will mess up.
So integrity isn't about perfection.
No. It's about the reaction to failure. When you fail, when you compromise your integrity, McRaven says it should make you sick. Literally sick to your stomach.
Sleepless nights.
Yes. And a deep personal vow never to let it happen again. That's the standard.
And why is that so critical for these heroes?
Because trust is everything. People will only follow you, believe in your ideas, your solutions, your leadership, if they know you're fundamentally honest, trustworthy, acting in good faith. Especially now, right? With so much misinformation, integrity is the bedrock.
Makes sense. Okay, that leaves one more, the final quality.
The 6th. And he calls it the guiding virtue, compassion.
This feels like the why behind it all.
I think so. He puts it very emotionally. You need to ache for the poor, fear for the vulnerable, weep for the sick, pray for the hopeless, be kind.
It's about genuinely caring for the people you're trying to help.
Exactly. He asks, what kind of hero gives so much, sacrifices so much, perseveres so long, if they don't actually care about the people they're fighting for?
Right. Compassion ensures all that power, all that intellect is used for good, for humanity, not just for its own sake.
It's the moral compass.
So there they are, McRaven's 6 qualities: courage, humility, perseverance, sacrifice, integrity, and compassion. Quite a toolkit.
Definitely not involving seahorses.
No seahorses required. And he finished the speech with a very direct challenge, didn't he? A promise he asked them to make.
He did. He asked that MIT class of 2020 to promise him one thing, that they would be the last class to miss their commencement because of pandemic.
Wow. That's quite a charge. Solve pandemic.
Huge. But as we've been discussing, the real scope of that promise, the implication, it has to be broader, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It can't just be about the next virus.
Right. And that's the provocative thought we want to leave you with. That promise has to extend to all those threats McRaven listed.
War, climate change, poverty, extremism.
Intolerance, apathy, all of it. The message ultimately is that it's up to you, the listener, you with the skills, the drive, the potential. It's up to you to ensure these calamities don't define our future.
The fate of the world, as McRaven put it, is now in your hands. Go forth and be those real heroes.
It's a profound responsibility.
Indeed. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.